Thank you, Mr. Vice President. UN Technical Assistance and Capacity Building is a very important program to help developing countries achieve maximum benefits from international trade and development projects. It is very concerning, however, that some countries use such projects to persecute minorities and forcefully exploit their land and resources. The case I want to bring in this Council attention is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The CPEC is $54 billion, apparently promising development project which is proving to be a map of death and destruction for the Baloch people and Balochistan. Since the agreement between China and Pakistan in 2015, hundreds of thousands of Baloch people have been forcefully displaced from their hometowns along the CPEC route. 12,000 army personnel deployed on the security are basically paving the way for CPEC by massacring or displacing the local populace. Same is happening in Derabuti region where Chinese and Pakistani companies are busy deep welling for gas reserves. Gas is being exploited and taken away since 1950s, while locals living within 10 kilometers of the gas plants are deprived of it and other basic facilities of life. Baloch people have genuine concerns of being deprived of their resources.
A point of order. Now I give the floor to distinguished representative of Pakistan.
Vice President, I think we are under item 10, and we are talking about technical cooperation and assistance to states and about certain situations. Bilateral agreements between states are not being discussed here. We fail to understand that why my distinguished colleague from the civil society is highlighting an internal issue, a bilateral agreement between Pakistan and China, which is for realization of the right to development of our people, and it has nothing to do with item 10. So we request the Vice President to refrain the Speaker from continuing and expunge his remarks from the proceedings of the Council's record. I thank you.
The United States, please.
Without addressing the substance of the Speaker's statement, we're of the opinion that he should be able to continue his statement. We respectfully ask you to let him continue his statement. It's within the rules of the Council and within the terms of the IB package. Thank you.
We give the floor to the distinguished representative of UK.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Without casting aspersions on the substance of the statement, we too also believe that it's in the interest of this Council to hear from a wide range of stakeholders, including civil society, as is practice of this Council. We therefore request that the NGO is allowed to continue their statement. Thank you.
Now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of Canada.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I would like to echo my previous colleagues, and we would like to request to have the Speaker allowed to finish his statement. Thank you.
Now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of Norway.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. My delegation also finds it important to respect the rights of NGOs to take the floor and express their views, and I encourage you to let the Speaker continue with his intervention. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of China.
谢谢主席。我们支持巴基斯坦代表团的发言。我们认为这个非政府组织的发言和本次议题讨论没有关系。谢谢主席。
Thank you. Now I give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Netherlands.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Like the speakers from the US, the UK, Canada and Norway, we too value very much the contribution of NGOs to the work of this Council. Regardless of whether we agree or disagree with the content of the statement, we feel that NGO representatives should be allowed to finish their statements. Thank you.
We are presently considering item 10, technical cooperation and capacity building, including country reports and oral updates mandated under item 10. During the general debate under this item, all speakers are expected to raise issues or comment on issues relating to this item. So I would ask the gentleman who's making the statement to continue and take in consideration what have been said here in this hall. Thank you.
I thank you, Mr. Vice President. Baloch people have genuine concerns of being deprived of the resources and being converted into a minority in their homeland through CPEC. But the state has responded with violence instead of addressing those issues. Pakistani PM Nawaz Sharif.
Point of order. The distinguished representative of Pakistan.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. We fully realize and support the right of civil society to speak during the Council, but it is absolutely essential that we should speak as per the substance which is being discussed, as per the agenda item which we are all discussing. It should be relevant, it should not be irrelevant. And if we continue to do that, we are putting at stake the form and substance of this Council. And we request you once again that the Speaker has not heeded to what you have said and continues with his statement, and his remarks should be expunged from the proceedings of the Council, and he should be refrained from speaking on this irrelevant subject which has nothing to do with the agenda item under consideration of this August Council. I thank you.
The distinguished representative of the United States, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Without addressing the substance of the Speaker's statement, we recall that there are no rules in place for expungement of statements of speakers. We're of the opinion that what we have heard of the intervention so far is enough relevant to the topic at hand that the Speaker should be allowed to continue speaking. Thank you.
I would ask the gentleman to resume his statement, but please take in consideration what has been said and to conclude your statement. Thank you.
I thank you, sir. Pakistani PM Nawaz Sharif, during his recent visit to Gwadar, said that he was making Gwadar the tiger of Pakistan through CPEC. Mr. President, I agree that CPEC is tiger of Pakistan, a tiger that is attacking and eating our children. Please save us. Thank you.
Thank you. I now give the floor to the Franciscans International.